Alright, gang, we're live. Let's see if I can get a link for those Discord members real quick. There we go. We'll throw it in the Discord. At ping for streaming. Going live now. Come say hi, smiley face. Sweet. Alright, how's everyone doing? We got Jules, Firefox, how's it going? I have not streamed in months. How's it going, Ime? Yeah, I'm finally back at it. It has been quite a while. Let's see here. Close out of that. Okay. Doesn't feel like that long. I know, yeah. I guess, I think it's been since May. That's the last time I opened my, the little guys at the bottom of the screen, the stream avatars. That's the last time I opened that application. I may be here. How's it going, DeBoy? Good to see you again. Hello, Dan. Danimal E? Making me hungry for some Danimals. Is your brother named Ampere by chance? Yes, and my cousin Volt. Yeah, the whole squad. First time catching a stream. How's it going? Pretty good. Yeah, we kind of got options for what we're going to do today. I'm going to throw it to you guys. Yeah, let's see. Let me think for a second. What are we going to do? I will show you guys what I've been working on in an effort to make the biomes a little more interesting and feel a little more alive and unique. I have been adding little critters to the game that kind of scamper around. Think like Animal Crossing style insects type thing. You can catch them if you have like a little net you throw. Here's all the ones I've put in. There's about 91. It's so easy to make them because they only need, I have them just kind of not have up, down, left, right animations. I just have them be side to side. So I just have to animate like one walk cycle and then one idle cycle, and that's it. So I just went absolutely crazy adding a ton of stuff. Some of them are like basic things like human cats that made their way onto the island. Some of them are a little more kind of weird or quirky. In general, they're not too crazy. We got like a lot of toads and rats and I don't know, like a little rock snail. Little mud turtle, one-eyed crow, little lizards, little like monkey goblins. I think this is a snake. Yeah, nothing too insane. They get a little weirder in the more weird biomes. This one's really hard to tell. It's a little skeleton hand. There's a white one too. There it is. A little skeleton hand that crawls around. Yeah, so we could. So that's option one. We could design more critters. That is a possibility. Option two. In the past, we've had fun, I think, making various new... I think these are all of the hats that we haven't put into the game yet, but we wanted to. We could do more hats. Yeah, these are all the ones that aren't in the game yet. We could come up with more or animate some of these. These are all the ones that are in there, I think. Or, last option. So those are our three options. We got critters, we got hats, or I got a bunch of UI feedback from... I had a UI UX expert look at the game, and they sent me a bunch of junk. Like, for example... I guess I could just show you my Obsidian notes here. Stuff like this. Things like, it's a lot of things like you should move this button over here because it's a little clearer, or this is how you should organize the crafting menu, or I got confused looking at this. We could just shred through this list. That's another option. If we don't do that today, I'll probably knock that out tomorrow. So, let me figure out how to do a stupid poll on here. Oh, I can do a poll. Here we go. What are we doing, gang? What are we doing, gang? Option one is adding new critters. Is that obsidian? Yes, it is. Adding new Or I'll put designing new critters. Designing new hats. Or add option UI/UX improvements. Start poll. We're polling. There we go. All right, everyone, get in that poll. Thanks. Have you made flying creatures yet, or do they all just crawl? Some of them fly, so they can fly over water in pits. Like, for example, the butterflies, or I guess they're moths. These are floating jellyfish. They, like, float around in the air. And there are a few others. Where are they? I could have sworn there were more. There's little fireflies. They flicker, like, white and whatever color they are. So, like, in the goblin area, there's, like, white and green ones. And, oh yeah, like a big mosquito in the jungle. Critters and hats are the most fun, but UX has the best improvement for the players. That's true. Can we revive the Roman Empire? I forgot to make that an option, unfortunately. Not this time. Yeah, UI, UX definitely not the most fun to watch. Which, I mean, hey, I could just do it tomorrow, so it's no big deal. That's the thing, you know, I gotta do stuff that's, like, interesting to watch. I can't be too boring. Do we have horses yet? No, I haven't added mounts yet. I really want to squeeze that in before early access. I think what I could do is just take my livestock. I don't know. There's got to be an easy way to do it that doesn't require me to do a bunch of animations, because I think what I'm going to do is make like a saddle item that's like, forgive me, this is going to be really crude, but I don't know, something like this with like a little, I don't know, something like that. I don't know, just like a little saddle. And we can add a little more, something along the lines of this. And then we can double outline that bad boy really crudely. Something like this that just kind of gets pasted on top of the livestock. And then I could maybe just like crop the sprites and just kind of pop them in there. Something like that. That's probably the easiest way to do it. Because the problem is, here's my problem. Here's my struggle. If we go to the character, let's just go to one of the armors. Let's just go to, yeah, Bloodstone armor, sure, whatever. If we look at the Bloodstone armor, he's got all these different animations for attacking and shooting and slashing and, like, you know, all these different things. The challenge is, like, if I were to make a different animation set for livestock, I'd have to, like, do a whole new set for every single armor in the game. Every body, every head, every leg armor. It would just be a huge pain in the butt. And every, like, nose, every eye, every mouth. Actually, I don't have mouths. I don't have mouths. All the hairstyles. Like, it's just exponentially more work. So I'd love to just do some, like, cropping nonsense if I could. But that's the current thought. I could even have the front part of it kind of cut in front a little. Like that. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. UX, I think it's user experience. Oh yeah, somebody answered it for you. What's good, Paint Jumper? How's it going? Sorry, I was rambling. Let me catch up on chat. Want to make rideable goblins? That would be funny. You don't even have to erase the legs, I think. Just have them lift up by a pixel when the goblins are on the mount. That could work. Work smart, not hard. Exactly. I gotta find as many, like, smart little... As long as it just looks decent. Mounts would be cool, but I want horses. Oh, I see. I think it'd be fun to have all the livestock be mountable. Like, I think having the different cockatrices, the different hogs, and the different spiders all be rideable, and then having just like one human horse you can find that you can ride around, or like one place where you could get a few of them. Pam horse mod. That would be funny. Throw in like a 1 in 100 chance of Pam horse appearing. Something that can be done with code with rather than having so many animations. In terms of refactoring what I have with mounts, definitely. But in terms of doing this in the first place, it's kind of tricky. It would have to be something like RimWorld, where they're kind of just like static sprites that could animate it. I don't think it would look as good, but yeah, I'd have to sacrifice a little bit of quality to do that. Or like have the hands be detached, kind of Rayman style. But can the human horse be just massive? That would be really funny. Why are goblins smaller than humans? Oh, since goblins are smaller than humans, that would be funny. I like it. Another thought I was having with the critters, or not the critters, the livestock. It would be really cool if each one you hatch, which, by the way, right now my hogs hatch from hog eggs, which is ridiculous. But anyways, each one you hatch could have different stats, like speed, durability, things like that, that could impact their mount quality versus breeding quality versus like livestock produce quality, and you can kind of breed for specific stats. I think that'd be really cool. That's a little bit, it's just I'm constantly fighting scope creep on every turn, but I think that would be really fun. We'll see. I'll try to squeeze it in. Can you give a rough estimate? I think we're hoping for early access in April, but we are going to be doing closed playtesting pretty soon here, and then we're going to be doing open playtesting in the next couple months. So I think I'm not technically announcing this fully yet, but pretty soon here in the Discord, I'm going to be calling out for people to join a closed playtest. So keep your eyes on the Discord. I'll make an announcement. I'll probably add everyone in the Discord. And then you can fill out a form. We'll email a key to you. And then you can fill out, you can play the game and fill out a survey at the end. So that'll be soon. It'd be funny if the goblins didn't have regular horses. But they were more like the Hyracotherium. I'm not familiar with that. Let me look that up. Hyracotherium. Oh, I see. Oh, interesting. It's like a weird little... It's like a weird little tiny horse. Is that what that is? I like it. It's beautiful. Yeah, like little ponies. You're doing single outline now? I am not. I think that was just... Usually I like to do all the animations with single outline because it's a little easier to, like, say I move a pixel. It's easier for me to do that with just one than having to, like, think and be like, is it here? No, it's, you know. I like to do it single outline. That was a bad example because that was really easy to figure out. But when you're moving a lot, it gets a little cumbersome to be like, ugh, okay, 1, 2. You know, I like to animate with a single outline and then at the end select all the animations and then just outline them. That's a little quicker. So I got some single outline ones on the screen, but no, I'm sticking to double outline. Surely you could map the armor to certain pixels and avoid having to animate everything. I think that works if your armor is always the same. I know what you're saying. I've seen that video where he was saying like he gives each color like a different, or each pixel like a different color, and then you can go through later and map them to different ones. I think that works as long as your armor is always the same shape. But if I have like different shaped helmets or different shaped armor, it doesn't always work. Because things that are different in 3D will kind of move through 3D space differently. If that makes sense. Like this pixel right here could be a horn that's going straight up like on this helmet, or it could be one where something's coming out the front of the helmet towards the camera and out to the sides a little bit. And then like it's not on the side of the head, it's kind of into the front and the side of the head, so it's going to be different in each implementation. At least that was my thought when I saw that video. It works as long as you plan around it, which would be doable, but I don't know. I wanted more freedom. But unfortunately, that comes at time whenever I try to implement a new thing. Anyways, I think our vote is done. Let me look at the vote. Yeah, okay, it looks like we're doing critters. Goblin mount that's just rolling on a barrel. That's awesome. You could probably save time on the big sections. They're always the same. Like the torso. Yes, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Save time on the torso. And there's probably a lot of helmets that I could use it for. You know? Like anything that's kind of very cylindrical, like this one, or even this one. Although this one, the face mask kind of juts out the front. You know, yeah, ooh, like this, where it wraps the head cleanly. Or like, if I destylize that a little bit and made it like that. Or this one would work. So yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Maybe I should do something like that for kind of universalized ones, especially the armors. You've given me something to think about. Critters is a fine choice. Okay, let's do some critters. I need some help, guys. Let's, I think they're sorted by biome right now, so we're gonna go one by one and see what needs more. Let's kind of load up on the early biome critters. I think that's a good idea. Why do the sprites not line up with the grid? This doesn't get imported into anything. This is just kind of like my brainstorming file. So they don't really have to. Sometimes it's a little better for me because like if this is exactly one grid width wide, it looks like it's a little over. Then first off, if I put her right next to him, we're going to have some overlap. So I'd have to space them out equally like that, and that would be kind of annoying. So I just kind of cram them together. That is a good question, though. Subway, how do you keep fit and healthy? Well, I also spend a lot of time at desk coding and stuff. Be interested in seeing what you do also. That's a good question. I used to be so much better about it. I was running every single day. I got up to like, I got so fast. I was doing like, I think my half marathon time was like 6 minutes 50 seconds. Like I was flying, but now I've fallen off the wagon, and we need to get back on it. I've been doing, I had like knee problems from running so much. I had a lot of hills where I lived, so I was constantly just like sprinting downhill full speed. So my poor knee like gave me massive trouble. And now I think my mile time is like probably, if I were to go all out, like 8 minutes 30 seconds. Like I've deteriorated rapidly. So I'd say once you get going, don't stop. That's key number one. I should have like started swimming or something. I was also doing jiu-jitsu, but I'm currently uninsured, so that's probably not the best thing to be doing when you don't have health insurance. I missed my open enrollment for when I quit my job. I tried to sign up for health insurance, but they mailed me something. It was Kaiser, and they mailed me something, and I moved right then, so I didn't get it. And it was like before I set up my mail forwarding. So I never got this letter, and they wanted me to like mail a check back, and I didn't. And then by the time I realized it, I missed the window. So gotta wait till December. So I stopped doing jiu-jitsu because of that. So right now I've been slowly easing back into running and doing calisthenics. That's been the move. But yeah, lesson learned. Check your mailbox and set up mail forwarding immediately. Does your state have a marketplace, like a insurance marketplace? I'm familiar with such a thing. Jiu-jitsu sick. Yeah, better have insurance doing that. Yeah, I messed up my wrist one day, and then one day I was wrestling with a guy, and like he was coming up really quickly over my legs, and I like tried to put my leg across his chest, and he like ducked his head, and long story short, I kneed him in the face, which was a total accident, and it chipped his tooth. It had happened before, so it was like kind of a weak tooth already, but that made me realize like, yeah, you know, I don't have dental coverage right now for the next 8 months. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. So I decided to put that on pause. Probably not the wisest thing to be doing. Colorado has an insurance marketplace. Oh, that's cool. I'll have to look into that. Ever heard of a mongoose? I do. Don't they like eat snakes? And they're like... I remember there was like a short story we read about that in English class. Does anyone remember what it was called? I just typed mongoose goose into Google. I want to look at it. For some reason, I thought they were like... I didn't realize they were so like... meerkat / otter looking. Ricky Tikki Tavi. Thank you. Give them goose heads. Yeah, Ricky Tikki Tavi. I really want a plot synopsis of this. Now the Wikipedia one's really long. The adventure of a valiant young Indian gray mongoose. Cute. I'm not gonna read this overview right now. As much as I want to. Platypus. Oh, platypus would be cool. Yeah, platypus would be cute. Okay, so let's go biome by biome and try to figure out what's best. We kind of already have a lot of forest ones. I have like a mud turtle thing. Or, sorry, I said forest. I meant swamp. For reference, here's some of the swamp assets. We got like a big slug enemy. We got like a big toad thing with a big old mouth. A bunch of like droopy trees. A bunch of like murky water with reeds and sticks. I don't think I have slimes anymore. I swapped out the slimes for slugs. And then we got a bunch of human junk. These trees are obsolete now. I'm going to leave them here, but now the trees look like that. So it's very like... very swampy. So I'll show you what I got. We got a little mud toad. We got a little... I'm sorry, I said mud toad. This is a mud tortoise thing, a little mud turtle. We got like a regular toad. We got like a rock snail, a rat, a worm, a raven, a green firefly, and then a little black cat. So I kind of wanted... Going into this, I wanted to avoid having too many like really human critters, but as you can see, I kind of have deviated from that for the more basic biomes. Some biomes I'm better about it than others. Like the mushroom biome, I guess. I don't know. I'm open to more fantastical ideas, especially for the forest. We've already got raccoons and possums. The ones in your inventory that you can kick out, and then they become... like, they basically become NPCs that you can pet. So I'm open to thoughts on... Oh, how's it going, Tinkum? Good to see ya. We're working on critters, adding new critters. Why not a mini slug? I have a mini slug somewhere. Where is the slug? Slug. Why am I not seeing it? We definitely have this one. I thought I had like a sludge slug. Where did it go? Where? Am I crazy? Maybe it... I definitely had one. I called it sludge slug. Sludge slug critter. Oh, it's the purple one. Okay, yes, we got a purple one. I think we could add a regular one to match this one. That should be easy. We'll put this right here. I'm trying to keep them small. I guess I could just take this guy and recolor him. I like that. I'll put this over here in our just added pile so I don't confuse them with the ones that are already in there. Little slime would be good. I removed big slimes from the game though. I guess it'd be a cute little homage, I suppose. Since so many other games have slimes, they could be a nice little harmless critter. We'll probably just do something like that. That'd be fun. Something like that. That's cute. What about a catfish? Catfish would be good. I'm right now, I don't have any water only critters. I just have, because we have fish. I could do like a catfish dog or, you know, something that walks on land though. Like a, you know what I mean? Black cat, we got a black cat. What about a swamp hopper, a little green shrimp that goes on land and water and just hops around? I like that. Goop beetle that rolls little balls of slime like a dung beetle. I like that. I do have some little roller beetles. I like the idea of them rolling around slime from the slugs, though. That's kind of fun. We can make him look more beetly. Something like that. That's cute. Make it more reflective. That's fun. Flying lizard. Interesting. I like that. I like that a lot. I've seen ones where it's like they have little wings on their hips, right? Flying lizard. Yeah. Okay, so there are some in real life, but they're exotic enough that I like it. Let's see. How can we get that to read well at such a small scale? We got to keep him inside. So without the outline, he has to fit inside the smaller box. And then with the double outline, he has to fit in the bigger box. That's just how I want it to be size-wise. We'll see if I can get this to read. This might be tough. Maybe like a... I may need to work that a little more. I'll put it over for now. I like the idea. The implementation is giving me a little bit of trouble. God, his tail is so tiny. I need this leg up here, but then it interferes with his little wing. That's okay. It's not too bad. I've seen worse. I don't like that eye, but I can't do black because then it looks like that. We could do something like that. I'll leave that there. It looks a little weird. Water skitter. I like the idea of a water skitter. I like one of those little little spidery things that slithers across the water. Kind of like this. I could probably make it so that critters stay on the water sometimes. That's kind of cute. Firefly, but it's literally on fire. Will-o-wisp from Brave, I like that. I've already got the little fireflies. I considered doing like a bigger wispy thing. Kind of like this. We can throw that out there. Da, 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 da. Are you drawing with a mouse or a Wacom tablet? I'm doing a mouse right now. I like using the tablet for anything non-pixel art, but for pixel art, I kind of like the mouse for whatever reason. I think because I like clicking. Like, I'd rather, if I want to draw a straight line, I'd rather just, you know, click with it. I feel like I'm rarely doing strokes. It's usually like, even if I want to do something curved, It's more like something like this where I'm kind of clicking over and over again. But yeah, I hate using my mouse with like regular art. Thanks. Yeah, I've been doing it for so long that now the other way feels weird. Okay, we got a good assortment here, gang. Can we get some goblin sharks? I like the idea of a goblin shark. I'm not opposed to goblin sharks. I think this is a fun little collection here. Okay, guys, how about the desert? I'll show you the desert. I recently changed the colors a little bit. This is our desert. We've got a lot of sand, a lot of sandstone, some of these old dead tree things. Bunch of like wasps. There's like this running thing. I think I got rid of the desert slimes. Little cacti monsters. Yeah. In terms of critters already, I've got little scorpions, little sandstone beetles, some weird little like kangaroo rat things, and then little tan desert cats, which is modeled after my crazy little tan guy up there, if you can see him. There he is, the star of the show. Oh no, I messed up my camera. There we go. Sand fleas that hop around. I like that. We got some other fleas. I have, where to go? What did I call it? Tundra fleas? Yeah, I got tundra fleas. We could add sand fleas. I like that. Boop, boop. Okay, something like those cactus monsters, but like tiny and more turtle-like with a cactus flower on top. Oh, that's cute. We could do a turtle variant for the desert. I don't think I have one yet. No, I do not. Let's do that. I like that idea, Jules. Let's bring our turtle friend over to the desert really quick so we can get all the colors we want. Put him right here. Alright, let's make his shell kind of match the sand, so he's camouflaged and protected. Actually... Hey, what the heck? What on earth? There we go. That was weird. And then we'll make his little body... What color should his skin be? Maybe like a really dullish green, something like this. That should go well with the nice bright green on top. Then we can put a little cactus flower. I swear one of my cacti had... Oh, there it is. Boop, boop, boop. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-ba-ba-da-da-da-da. Okay, we got our little cactus friend. Let's do that. And we can do a couple of these bad boys. Aw, he's so cute. There we go. I like that one. That's a cute one. Rock lobster. I like it. I like the way you think. Every biome should have a turtle. You're right. What am I thinking? We need more turtles. More turtles. Okay. Yes, I like the turtle. What else we got for the desert? What palette are you using? This is AAP 64. If I could go back in time, I probably would use AAP 128. Because there are many times... I have added a lot of colors to this palette, but it's mostly in-between colors. I'll show you what I added. I think I added all of these right here. Everything downwards of this green. Mostly because I'm making a goblin game, so I need a lot of greens. Like, these greens are too bright for my goblin skin, so I think I use these for the goblin skin mostly. But then I needed some greens that are like kind of more mossy and moody, so I added these darker ones. And then I needed just another variety that wasn't quite as bright as these ones. And then I needed my like nasty purples for the pollution. And then none of these are good for an ice biome. Like, these are too saturated of blues, so I made like some nice icy blues. And then I wanted some like more dull green grays, I guess, for some, I forgot what those are for. I think the orc biome, the ancient goblin ancestors. Wherever that, yeah. It's like very dull. Yeah. What about a little road runner, like a flightless bird? I got like these. Yeah, I guess I don't have like a flightless bird. I have like these rodent things, but I don't have like a bird that hops around like that. And honestly, that makes a lot of sense, especially for the desert, since I already have this guy. We could do like a... I love this like little tiny sprite size. It just feels so fast to make little characters. I know I couldn't do the whole game at this resolution, but it would be really nice to be able to. Maybe someday I'll try to do something like that. I think it's cute. Something like that. Do we have carrots or apples yet? I don't. But do you have tumbleweeds? Ugh, that would be a funny critter. I think that would be a good critter. Just have them like bumbling around. I actually really like that idea. And have the goblins like think that it's a critter. I might need to look up a picture of a tumbleweed because I feel like I'm just gonna... I think that's a funny idea. I think I made it too round. Well, I can't add more to the edge because I made it as big as I possibly could. Let me do a little trimmy trim. We're gonna shave off a little that away. Let me give it one of these. I think that's a fun idea. Just got here. What are you working on? We are adding more critters to the game. These are the 91 critters that I have in the game. And we're going to add a few more today. Armadillo. I have a roly-poly, but I don't have an armadillo. And I really want like stuff that's very fantasy, you know? But it's hard to come up with stuff that is more like fantastical that will read well at this pixel dimension, you know? Stuff like that. There's a cute little armadillo, sort of, kind of. What about a cactus mimic? I like that. Yeah, we could do that. It could even just be like... something like this. And it could have a big old mouth or a big eye. Something like that. That's fun. I like that idea. Skull crab. Skull crab. Let's do it. Maybe it's like very tan. And then the face is vaguely scully. Let's see if we can get a skull to register here. Ah, such a tricky size. We can make him a little bigger without violating our size. No, I can't. He's as big as he can be. That's not bad. That looks that's a skull. Can I get rid of... No, I can't. That's not bad. That kind of looks scully from a distance. Could be better though. Yeah, that's not awful. I think that's as good as I can do. Sand drifter stingray. I love the idea of a sand stingray. You guys have good ideas. We can have, I like it when the stingray flaps kind of lift up on the sides. We could do that. Ooh, yeah. And we're too long. And they have eyes on the top of their head, right? I think there and there would be better. That top eye is going to get lost in the outline. We can give them white eyes. Aw, cute. Let's make this one go up and back a little. Too high. No, I don't like that. And in the animation, I'll have him flap his little things. I think that'll make it clearer. No, I liked how it was. Okay. Good enough. Maybe we'll put like a little yellow thing at the end. No. I do want to maybe trim this a smidge. Give him a longer tail. It's not bad. Good enough for me. Sand stingray. No, like a hermit crab in a skull. I see, I see, I see. Let me look up a hermit crab. I see, I see, I see. I see. Okay, let's see. I have some skulls. Let's try to take a skull and use that as the base. Save us some effort. This skull might be too big. Where on earth are they? There's one. Yeah, it's a little big. We can trim it down. Too big. We'll just take vague inspiration. That really is not a good skull. I want the little teeth to be the top. Like that. Stop it. There we go. Is that gonna read as a skull? I need to tilt it down a little more. That'll be the teeth. This will be the nostril. Not awful. We're running out of room. Now we're gonna need, let's just use this color for the skin. So they've got little like legs that go like this. And then they got their little eyes that poke out. How am I gonna do that? Something like that. And we can kind of imply the other legs. Ooh, that's actually not awful. The skull looks a little wonky, but I think we can make it work. If we... I want this eye to be... Let's do some of that action. And then we want like the cavity here. It's not awful. I think it needs a little bit of work, but we'll get there. Let's give him some more highlights on his little legs real quick though. And see if we can get away with an outline around his little head. No. I just want more contrast on his head. No, I don't. That's a decent amount. We'll go with that. We'll stick with that. Don't touch it. It's so hard to get enough detail at this resolution. Isn't that just a horseshoe crab? Is that a thing they do? Oh my gosh, yeah. Those things are creepy. They look like the alien from the Alien movie. Are you guys remember that B movie Sand Sharks? Was that a thing? Let's go Terraria 2. Hopefully. Need to be careful. Critters are so fast and easy to make. We might end up with like 200. I know, I shredded through these ones and I was like, oh my gosh, they're like 91. I had to make a script to like auto import everything because like I didn't want to have to like copy paste a new critter, drag and drop the sprite for the icon, drag and drop the sprite for the animated, you know, for the animations. I was like, this is gonna take forever. Like, this is essentially adding 90 enemies to the game. So I made a script that would go through all the sprites, figure out the name of the critter from the sprite file, make a new critter object, assign all the sprites properly. Then it would make a new item object for when you catch the critter, and then assign the correct icons for that, and then link the two because I didn't want to have to do all that manually. How you draw all these things so fast? I've been drawing pixel art since before you were born. That's not true. I have been pixel arting for a really long time. Let me move our cheesy saddle mock-up. I do like this idea for mounts. I really just want to do that. It'd be nice to be able to use the livestock that we already have too. We'll see. I really want to finish that. What about a little mole that kind of looks like Diglett, but due to international copyright laws, it's not. You know, you just gave me an idea. I could be looking at Pokemon and like low-key ripping them off, but like not really. Just kind of being like, oh, interesting, like a squid thing. That's cool, like a desert squid. Let me do my own twist on that, you know? Desert Pokemon. Let's just try it. Let's just see what we see with desert Pokemon. The world of Pokemon. Yeah, we got little Diglett guys. We got a variety of critters. A little dung beetle. Yeah, see, if I had seen this, I would have been like, ooh, tumbleweed. Ooh, a dung beetle. Oh, my girlfriend's calling me. Let me make sure it's not important. Hang on. Hello. Hi, I'm actually, I be streaming right now. I muted myself so I can answer in case it was super important, but if not, I fear I may need to go back to the YouTube. No, you're good. Are you gonna be home before soccer? Oh, I see. Thanks, guys. It would help if I pressed the right mute button, wouldn't it? Also, Hobbs wants to say hi. Hi, buddy. Hi. Where are you going? What are you doing? Come over here. Come here. Hobbs. Stop touching the microphone. Kitty. I can, maybe I can open this up. Oh, there he goes. Bye, buddy. We'll close that up again. Alright, you know, I'll save that, the Pokemon inspiration strat, we'll call it, for later. Yeah, I really don't need this many critters. But it's fun. Yeah, like a Pokemon Diglett, or like a Cactus Diglett. Let me go back to that idea. It wasn't a Cactus Diglett, was it? I'm trying to find it. Oh, a mole. I do have moles in the game, so like a little baby mole would be fun. Where's my mole NPC? There he is. Well, I just want to make sure I get the colors right. Let's bring him over here. Steal his colors. The problem is right now critters can only move side to side. What about like a mirage critter? That's a crazy idea. I like that. I like the little mole. I think he's cute. He's got no eyes. But what about something like those Mexican jumping beans where they look like beans, but there's a button side that makes the bean jump? They can even be ingredients for goblin soup. I like that. I like beans. Thank you. He's our lost and found guy. He finds things that smell like you. And then he comes to you and he's like, hey, I found all these things you dropped. Just in case the player, because I needed some way, because sometimes there's only like one of an item, you know, like super important items. So I wanted to have like a lost and found. I forget his name. I think it's Brock. Okay, I think that's good for the... Sorry, I wanted to scoot forward, but I didn't want to run over a cat. I think that's good for our desert. We can move on to the next one. We got the tundra. Here's our tundra. We got frozen things. We got frozen icy toads. Icy slugs. Just icy. You might find some frozen goblins. The idea is, one of the humans, he's like a ice wizard guy. He came in and he froze the whole area. So the idea originally was that this is not like always a frozen tundra. So having critters that like super obviously evolved to be there might not make a ton of sense because there would have been no time for that. Like this invasion happened only a couple years ago. I guess seasons actually. Don't quote me on that. So I have a lot of like ice golem characters and like humans that are all dressed for it. But I don't have any animals that are like, you know, this is just a toad with a bunch of ice on it. This slime is just like mostly frozen. But I kind of betrayed that when I was doing some critters, because I got like a little ice rabbit with one eye. I got like a little icicle toad. That one's okay. I have this little guy in the desert, so I added this one to the tundra. Again, not the best. You could make the argument that he's just covered in snow and that's why he's white. I don't know. And then a little beetle that pushes around snow. So I think these are all things that I could kind of get away with being in the tundra that wasn't always there. But that's kind of the challenge for critters from this area. Good area for an ice horse. Yeah, I like the way you think. Ice spike turtle to continue the biome turtle tradition. You know, we gotta do it. Yeah, one could make the argument that it's just a turtle that got covered in icicles. I'll put them over here, as is tradition. Okay. You guys need to move down. There's too much junk. Too many sprites. Too much clutter. What type of area was it before it froze? I think like a forest. Because I took all the forest trees and just made them icy, snowy. I keep saying forest because it used to be a forest. It's now a swamp. So it was a swamp. Let's take this little guy. We're going to make him snowy. We can maybe even just leave his skin tone the same. No, I don't want to leave his skin tone the same. We'll make him pasty white. No, we won't. We'll make him mostly white. Also, somebody asked how I'm doing these fast. It also helps that I did a bunch already, so I can kind of steal if I have to. Spiky icicle turtle coming right up. Ugh, stupid outlines. Go away. Go away. I'm just gonna do them from scratch. And we're gonna trim some of these, cause we gotta. That's okay. Good enough. An ice cube spider. That's funny. Just like a straight up cube with legs. I think that's funny. Somebody asked, can we reach all of these critters? Yes. Rock and crystal critters could work in the tundra. That is a good idea. We have some crystal critters in the crystal biome. I have like a, I might call it a mirror tortoise, and then 2 crystal snails. But I like the idea of like we could take the snail here and make like a frozen alternative with like a chunk of ice on its back. That could work. Where was I? What was I doing? Oh yeah, the the ice spider. This should be a little more that way. This ice cube is not my best work. There we go. That's what we wanted. I think that's what we wanted. That's decent. Then we need more legs on this side. This should be a little further out. I like this one. This one's goofy. We'll give him like really blue legs. Yeah, this one's so stupid. I actually liked it long with the legs longer. There we go. What am I doing? There we go. I really like that one. That's so stupid. A frosty seahorse that scoots around on its tail. Stone frog. I like the seahorse. I spelled horse wrong. There we go. Oh, it's gonna be tricky. Yeah, having it be sideways. I just realized I don't have a seahorse fish in the game. If it was a swamp, then make it like the dirty snow, no? Well, I mean, if it got caked in sudden snowfall, I think the snow would still be pretty fresh. But perhaps not. Perhaps it needs to be more muddy. Yeah, I think I might want to change this like frozen ground to instead be like kind of like this color mud, you know? That might be a little more. Then it's not going to look, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I did typo. Can we recap all the critters? Recap. Oh, you want a recap of what we have? Yeah, let's go through them. So forest biome. We got turtle, toad, snail, rat, worm, crow, raven thing, firefly, cat. We got like a dart frog. I guess I made it a toad, and it has a tail. All my toads have tails, by the way. Mosquito, gecko, gremlin. I call them gremlins. They're basically like gremlins are to goblins as monkeys are to humans, I would say. And snake. That's like a boa. No, it's not. I don't know what I called it. It's some sort of snake. Scorpion, beetle, little. I call it like a. I forget what I call it. It's like a little kangaroo rat, and then a kitty cat. Bunny, ice toad, kangaroo rat, but ice, and then snow pushing dung beetle thing. Armored beetle, red bird for the volcano, magma worm. This is a butterfly that slurps lava, and then a little firefly. That's it for the overworld. No, it's not. Mushroom. These are little hedgehogs that disguise themselves as mushrooms. A moth, a toad with a mushroom on its head, a bee that like spreads spores instead of pollen, and then like another firefly. A lot of fireflies. This is the luminous underground. There's the luminous mush biome. That's what these are, just variants that are luminous. Crab, and then a bunch of floating jellyfish that fly around for the beaches. There's like a lava one, and then a moss one, and then a mushroom one. Skeleton hand. It's hard to read, but it's a skeleton hand that crawls around like an albino rat, another snake, glowworm. This is supposed to be like a silverfish, but I call it like a, I don't know. It's just a hairy bug. A moth. This is an ant. Underground jungle, we got a vine worm, mossy turtle, a mantis, and then a stick bug. This is like a sand spider, sand pushing dung beetle, red ant, a wasp, ice gecko, ice worm, snow flea, lava gecko, lava toad, ash butterfly, or moth or whatever. These are in the crystal biome, turtle, snail. Then I got the pale gremlin for deep underground. It's basically the same thing, the monkey thing. A spider, a glowing slug, and a pill bug. This one rolls into a ball. Dung beetle. These are all in the stomach of the big beast. This guy like rolls dung around. This guy hops from dung to dung. This guy's a dung snail. And then this is just a beetle. These are in the brain of the giant beast. So there's like this nerve worm. This like spider that, I don't know, brain spider. Yeah, I think the idea was that he like spins webs with all the brain matter. Anyways, this is in the flesh of the big beast. There's like a leech, a tick, and then a cat that's eating all the meat. There's like a fly, a spider, and a web eater. This one eats other spiders' webs. These are in the spider biome. This is in the stained bone biome. There's like a bone hand, a rat that chews on the bones, and then a bone bug. It's like a stick bug, but it's pretending to be a bone. And then in the abyss, we have this, which is like just this area full of this purple goop. We got like this abyss slug, this black worm, and then this little light ant. Because in the abyss, there is some light peeking through in the form of these trees. So there's a little light ant to go with the trees. Anyways, that is all of them. A frog that got its tongue frozen to a rock. That'd be awesome. I think that's too hard to draw at this size. That would be really funny though. Ice bat that looks like an icicle when it's not flying. That's a fun idea. It would be hard for me to get him to hang on something because I don't have roofs. I mean, I do, but you know, it'd be weird. Does that make sense? Because whenever he's under a roof, you wouldn't see him because the roof's in the way. And then if the roof disappears because you walked under it, then it would look like he was just like hovering. Ash butterfly low-key looks like a mini goblin. I think I see it. That's funny. It kind of does. Okay. I think we got a good assortment here. Yeah, somebody said a snow mole. We can do a snow mole. I really like the ice cube with legs. I think that's funny. We can give him like a... Fun fact, bumblebees can survive in the snow as long as there are snow peas or some other flowers around. Really? That's interesting. That's kind of crazy. I'm surprised. Who would have thought? Not me. Where are the kitties? Where's your brother? Huh. Let's see. Let me think. We could add these in. That might be a bit boring to see because it would just be some tedious animating and then dragging and dropping things. Let's narrow it down to ones that I desperately want in the game immediately. I want the tumbleweed. I think that's funny. I just have so many like serious ones and kind of boring ones already, you know? I like the funny ones and I like the really exotic ones. I do like the cactus turtle. That's pretty cute. This guy's cool too. These guys are both cool. Skull crab. I like the skull hermit crab. Icicle turtle's fun. The mole is cool. The only problem is I don't yet have the ability for critters to like duck down and then reappear somewhere else. They only move like this, so it might look a little silly. It wouldn't be the end of the world. I do like the stingray. Ugh, I like them all. And I like the slime pusher. We could throw these ones in, I think. That would be doable. Now the mole is fun too. Yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. Let's do the animations for these. Why not? We got time. Bum 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 bum. I'm gonna drag him over here. Let's see how fast we can knock these out. Hang on one sec. Let me... Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Animation time, gang. Which one should we do first? Any opinions out of these ones? Going once? Going twice? Dealer's choice? Hermit? Snail? Slime roller? Turtle? Okay. The first one to get 2 votes. Oh, I think that's 2 for crab. I saw hermit and I saw crab, so we're gonna do this guy. Okay, let's save it. We're gonna call it Skull Hermit Crab Critter. There we go. So its idle animation, I think, is just gonna be it. The idle should totally be it like in the skull, and then when it walks, it should come up like this. And I really try to keep these as like animationally as minimal as possible. So like 2 frames to 4 frames usually. So let's do... Oh wait, hang on. Yeah, let's do arm comes forward. This one's gonna come back a pixel. And then this one's gonna come back a pixel. Like that. And then this arm punches down. This one's coming back forward. So we need to do it like that. And then this one's coming back forward too. So we need to have it lift. And then we need to have this one go backwards. This one's all the way forwards. What's happening with this leg right here? This leg is it's slamming down right now, so it should be down and forward. We're extending a bit beyond where we should be, but that's okay. And then we want this leg, we'll throw it right here, even though it's not technically there. No, we're not. Let's leave it. Okay, we got a decent little walk. Again, it's nothing special. We're just going to kind of leave it at that. Skull should have idle white eyes while it's idle, so it's still watching its surroundings. I love that. That is really cute. And again, to make animation easier, we're just gonna do the down animation and then copy and paste it for the other directions. Oh, sorry. My head was covering the final version. There you go. I think it's cute enough. It's not the best, but we'll take it. And then we're gonna have to angle the skull down a smidge. Like that. I like the idea of the white eyes. I think that's fun. Da, 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 da. Ba, ba, ba. Front leg doesn't arc. We'll see about that. Too big. feel like I'm butchering this. I will get back to that other animation in just a sec. Let's see it. Oh, I see what you mean. This little... That actually probably shouldn't even be there. Oh, I see, and then that... Oh yeah, this one needs to be lifted. I see what you mean. Yeah, right here. Okay. There it is. And then we want it to be down here. There we go. There we go. Much better. Thank you. I didn't notice. This isn't bad. It's not perfect. The head's a little big, but I'm kind of okay with it. I think that's cute. I might do a little bit of that. Yeah, that's honestly, I'm okay with that. Cool, and now we just need to add the falling animation, which we'll just take this, pop it right here, grab some black, and then I just do one of these, one of these. Not the most efficient way to have a falling animation. I don't know what I was thinking. And then for the swim, I do want to get his little white eyes in there, but it's hard to get it to read. That's okay. Yeah, we'll do that. And then for his swimming animation, we could probably, maybe in the skull. That's okay. It looks a little silly, but it's whatever. Good enough. Much better. Thank you. I was a game dev for 15 years before layoffs. Oh my goodness. I've been eagerly waiting for your game for a long time. It's really a game I had been wanting to make for years, but never had time. Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. Congrats on being in the industry for 15 years. That's crazy. Super cool. Bummer about the layoffs, though. That sucks. But yeah, thank you. I'm excited to get this thing out. It's fun to have people watching. Watching how fast you work made me realize I still have so much to work on. Seeing other people's work is so motivating. Thank you. Yeah, icons, critters. I'm so bad at multitasking. There's a reason I'm not a famous streamer. Let's see here. Let's get this little guy in here. And we're gonna save this as, what did I call it? Skull Hermit Crab Critter Icon. We're gonna give him some little leggies. There we go. There's the icon for when you catch him. Alright, so we got this guy implemented, except for within Unity, but that's okay. I'm gonna drag him. I'm gonna put him right here for now. This is our like holding zone. Okay, what's next, gang? You guys decide what's next. I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna leave this on the screen. Okay, I'm gonna be back in a second. I love you.
I love you too.
Watch out. Alright, gang, we're back. My girlfriend got home, so I had to say hi. I'm gonna put this kitty down. Okay, thanks. I got to make some really special projects. Now I get to go home and school and learn robotics. Ooh. Hoping to make a side hustle making bespoke analog arcade games in my spare time. That sounds awesome. That sounds really fun. School for robotics, huh? Sounds fancy. What sort of robotics are we talking about? What are we doing next, gang? Let's do the hermit crab, because that's going to be easy, because I already have hermit crabs done. Cool. Now we come up here to sprites. I think they're technically enemies. No. Enemies. There we go. Critters. Now, ooh, roller beetles. We're gonna call this slime There we go. It's a 2-year degree in mechatronics, mostly robotics repair, learning the basics of pneumatics and hydraulics, automatic system programming, integrated systems together in manufacturing facilities, things like that. We need to learn welding, and more about basic electronics too. I've already been a tinker for years, so it's a good fit. That sounds awesome. I like it. I like it. Yeah, I made the mistake of specializing in like antenna stuff, which I fear is not quite as fun, I dare say. So that's a good choice. Robotics is awesome. Sounds like a good time. That seems like a more stable industry, probably. Yeah, after this game releases, it depends how well it does. But I may be going back to the old 9 to 5 afterwards. We'll have to see. There's a fly on my mic. We're gonna put more of these here. Cute. Alright, slime roller beetle, dunzo. In the meantime, I'm just making art and selling it at local vendor shows and stuff, trying to make enough to pay bills until the school starts. I see. I'm a printmaker specializing in lino cut. What is lino cut? That sounds awesome. Lino cut. I am unfamiliar. Your Steam wishlist is pretty good right now, so I think it'll do well. Hopefully, Jules. I like the optimism. Block printing using hand-carved linoleum. Whoa, that sounds awesome. Lino cut. I'm gonna look up some examples. Oh, this is cool. Like this sort of thing? Wow. That's awesome. Doing like local like markets sort of thing. That sounds awesome. I have a friend that's doing that. Trying to sell like watercolor art. It's so easy to forget that you can literally just actually try to do stuff. It's kind of reassuring to see you guys who have wholeheartedly working on something else still try new things. Yeah, it's never too late. Never too late. Switch things up. This is gonna be tumbleweed. I'm excited for the tumbleweed, I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna save this under... What kind of category would this be? I guess I'll just make a tumbleweed category. Do 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 dun 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 dun. Exactly like that sort of thing. Sweet. That sounds awesome. I like the... Is it usually like monochrome? Like one... Like most of those, it look like were like black and white. Why won't my AC turn off? Off. What? It didn't work. There we go. Newfangled technology. It's kind of funny. This remote tries to keep track of the state of the air conditioner also, but they can get desynchronized. Like if I hit the power button right now while I'm covering the little emitter, it'll think it's on, but it's not. So then, if I hit it again while it's actually pointed at it, it's going to be like, all right, time to turn off. And then the AC will get that signal, and it'll be like, but I'm not on. And it'll just beep. So it's kind of stupid. I think that's kind of silly. I don't know why they didn't just like put a screen on the AC itself. Who knows? Not me. Lots of the time, but there's ways to do multicolor. I'm working on my first. Oh, wow. Ooh, that sounds cool. Interesting. Yeah, that seems awesome. I want to look at it again. I see. Oh, is it? I think I've done this with erasers. You like cut away, you like carve away where you don't want there to be color, right? And then you stamp it. Is it the same? You said, I thought you said it was with like fabrics. Maybe, did I hallucinate that? I think I did. I was thinking fabrics in my head. Making art and selling it, trying to make enough. Block printing. I see. That sounds so cool. I really enjoyed doing that. Yeah, like this with an eraser. I really liked that. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, for multicolor, you'd have to like somehow keep track of. I mean, you'd have to make another one, right? You'd make one for your like your black or whatever, and then if you wanted to add red, you'd have to like keep track of where all the black was. So maybe you could stamp. No, that wouldn't work. That's tricky. I don't even know how you would do that. Aren't tumbleweeds an invasive species? Or I guess they could be. Or they could be from a Isle Goblin. Yeah, are they? Are they a species? So I thought it was just a clump of plant fiber. Are you telling me that these things... I'm 99.9% sure that they're not alive. Is tumbleweed invasive? Yes, tumbleweeds are an invasive species known as Russian thistle. They are native to Eurasia and were first introduced to North America through contaminated flaxseed. At first I thought it was just like dead fiber that was rolling around, but it's alive. Wow, I did not know that. It's not even native to North America. Non-native and extremely invasive. They're considered noxious in nature and detrimental in many ways. They thrive in disturbed soil situations and are a major contributor to native plant extinctions and wildfires. Being highly flammable and bouncing over or rapidly growing in land cleared of vegetation between fields. Interesting. I had no idea. Huh. Goblins deployed. What if goblins deployed tumbleweeds to human species to slow down their crop production? I believe it. How has critter creation been going? Pretty good. We drew up a bunch of new ones. And we've settled on these 6 that we're going to add right now. We got like a skull hermit crab that we just did. Here's his skull, and then he can start walking. Kind of cute. I like that one. And then we got this tumbleweed, which is my personal favorite. So we're gonna animate the walk cycle. This is gonna be a little tricky. I'm thinking 8 frames. That's just gonna be kind of annoying though. This is gonna take forever. It'll be okay. We're fast, guys. We're gonna be so fast. So I'm gonna do 2 hops. Yeah, we're gonna do 2 hops. Let's start with no hop and just rotate the sprite. So I'm gonna be pretty cheesy with this. We're gonna just rotate it. I'm gonna use Sprite's cheesy rotation features to rotate it 45 degrees. God, that looks awful. If I were really doing this, because right now it's just gonna look like it's like a Mario game, you know, rolling completely sideways. I'll get rid of the black outlines too, by the way. Now, we need 90 more degrees for this one. So we've gone 90, 90, and we're halfway. You can't even tell. I don't think we need to do this much. Like, you can't even tell that's not making full rotations. Yeah, let's just do 5 frames. So we're gonna have it hit the ground here. And then we're gonna have it rise up. We're gonna delete this, give it new outlines. Then we're gonna have it go a little higher. Delete fresh outlines. Then we're gonna have it go 1 pixel up. And then we should really delete this frame. That's not awful. It's not the best, but one of those frames in particular I don't love. This one, it makes it look like there's a long slit here. So we're just gonna... This one too. We're just gonna add a few more of these. I want some more white. Yeah, again, nobody's gonna notice. Don't tell anyone, chat. Tumbleweeds would love to be a rolling fireball during a drought. Having a really rare chance of a flaming tumbleweed would be so cool. Tumbleweeds is in a more volcanic area that could set the player on fire. You're tempting me. This is the scope creep. I like it. I'll add it to my list of want to have. So that's how I survive the scope creep. I just have a list here on my Obsidian thing of want to haves eventually, and I sort them by it's in a table of cost versus value. So flaming tumbleweeds, that's low cost, and I'm gonna give it medium value. Oh. That can set you on fire. I feel like I had more critter ideas. That's okay. They'll come to me. Got around, thanks for streaming. You should do it more often. This was fun. Yeah, thanks for coming. I should stream more often. Maybe we'll make it a Monday night thing again. You know what I think we should do? I think we should have streams be dedicated to fun stuff like this that requires a lot of concept creation, because when I'm sitting here trying to just pump out as many critters as I can, my creativity wanes a bit. But if I have you guys spitting ideas, I think it helps a lot. But yeah, thanks for coming, Rankfile. It was fun. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Out of the 3 of these, we're gonna do it from easy to hard. The legs are gonna be a little annoying on that ice cube. They won't be that bad. Bum, 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 bum. Do 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 do. We're gonna call this cactus turtle, even though it's a tortoise. Cactus turtle. Critter icon. Alright, we're gonna call this one, we're gonna put this in the turtle folder. Tortoises folder. Cactus turtle critter. I'm so bad about remembering to label them correctly. Actually, I should probably open the mud tortoise. Yes, overwrite. Okay. Shift in, Control V. Alright, so let's change the colors of the old one as much as we can. There we go. And since I selected all the layers as I'm doing this color replacement, it's going to automatically do it to all of them. Now we just need to add the little cactus on top, which is super easy. We just need to do one of these bad boys. Why is it? sideways. Flatten those. Okay. One, two, three, four. We can paste all of these. Let me zoom in on this so you guys can see the turtle. What a cutie. There we go. Those are all done. Now we need his little fall animation. 1, 2, 3. Copy paste the swim. Oh, my kitty is crying for me. Calvin! Come here. Come here. Calvin. He's so weird. This cat is so strange. He like goes downstairs. Mind you, I'm in a loft, so like he can see me up here. He goes downstairs and he just goes on the couch and he just meows up at me. Like I don't know what he's thinking. Calvin. I tried to give you a view, but my webcam was too short. Poor little baby. He's schmovin'. Yes, he is. Those floating mutant moon jellies from Love and Monsters would be awesome. Floating mutant moon jellies from Love and Monsters. Let me look that up. I haven't seen Love and... I don't even know what Love and Monsters is. Oh, it's a film. Images. Oh, like these. That's pretty cool. I do like that. We do have some floating jellies, I think. Yeah, we got these little guys right here. Not quite as majestic looking. Alright, we got the cactus turtle. Oh no, what have I done? Close both of these. Save this one. This is the right one. I'm gonna bring my cat up here. He always likes me to carry him up here, and then he stops whining. I'll be right back. What's wrong? You want to say something? No? Wait, whoa, don't fall. Why are you crying? He didn't have anything to say. Very spoiled. Carrying him up the stairs. He's heavy too. He's a chunky little guy. Okay, what's next, gang? I think we need... Yeah, let's do these two real quick. We'll call this one... Sand Mantis Critter. Why, not Mantis, Manta. What am I doing? Sand Manta. Santa. Manta. Sand Manta. So much file renaming. I've probably renamed more files doing this game than I've done anything else ever. That might be a slight exaggeration. Okay, we're gonna do that. We're gonna trim under his... I like my sprites to not be outlined where they meet the ground, otherwise it kind of looks like they're like floating a little bit. But that's just me. And then we're gonna do one of these. One of these bad boys. Have you guys seen the movie Obsession? Going once. I just watched it. Messed me up. I'll never be the same. I'll never recover. We're in a... We're gonna do one of these. I want it to be like a wave effect. Kind of like... Kind of like that. Yeah, so he'd be moving around like blah 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 blah. I think that's cute. Yeah, I think that's good enough, honestly. It's nothing special. I really think my next game might just have super simple animations. Like, imagine if all of the characters in Isle Goblin were somehow this size. I just don't think it would look good. I don't know. Yeah, there's just no way that would look good. I just love how fast it is. There would just be no character customization whatsoever. That would be our little goblin right there. Give him some freaky arms. Anyways, we're getting distracted. Fire up. Alright, I think this is a decent animation. We will copy paste, copy paste. Then for falling, we'll use that frame. There we go, down one. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, so now for swimming in the actual water, this is crazy. This is the first time I've actually been able to use the swim animation as the walking animation without changing anything. He can just float on the water like this. This is unprecedented. And the sad thing is, this guy's going to be in the desert where there's no water, so he's never going to do that. That makes me sad. Hello, Another Media Archive. How's it going? Are you archiving the media? That's a wholesome purpose. What? Do you have a wife? No, Paint Jumper. I have a girlfriend. She's pretty cool. Her name is Kat. We're Matt and Kat. Isn't that cute? I think it's cute. And we have 2 cats. What, can you make a bomb as the critter? As a critter? That'd be fun. Little bomb critter. Huh? What'd I miss? I was gone for 1 minute. Nothing too crazy. They asked if I have a wife. I said no, but I have a girlfriend. Girlfriend. Let's move this guy uppies. Because we did his sprites. Now let's add this little ice cube looking fella. I think I've been here for 2 years. That sounds about right, Paint Jumper. I saw a clip. I don't watch much Ludwig. I don't even know why I got this clip on TikTok or whatever. But he was at Streamer University or whatever that thing is. And he was saying like, expect your followers your like followers to cycle through every 6 months. Like, don't expect, most people don't stay with one streamer for like 6 months. I don't think that applies here because I'm not like just a personality streamer, you know? Like, I don't even stream much. I just always be like YouTubing mostly. But I thought that was an interesting concept either way. But Paint Jumper, you defy that. Those critters are so cute. Thank you. I love making critters. I think it's my life's purpose. I could live my whole life just making critters. I was going to upload a deleted song I liked, but someone already did, so now I have nothing to archive. Aw, man. Sorry to hear that. Another media archive. Been on almost every stream. Don't talk all the time. Oh, wow. That's awesome. I very much appreciate the views and the support. Yeah, whenever I watch streamers, I don't really talk. Unless it's like a super small one where I know where I know they'll see my message. Oh wait, I accidentally saved that over the other Manta one, so now I need to undo, save, redo, save as. And we're gonna call this Ice Spider, perhaps? Ice Spider critter icon? Now we come over here and we go into the spiders category and we call it Ice Spider Critter. Not as cute as one. Oh my gosh, thank you, Paint Jumper. Wow. Been on almost every stream. Don't talk. I don't even remember how long I've been watching your stream. Maybe 3 years. That sounds right, Jules. You've been a staple. A pillar of the community. Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's fun having faces I recognize. Or at least names. It's funny when people change their names and I'm like, what? It's like a shocking revelation to be like, oh my gosh, you're them? Alright guys, every other leg is gonna move backwards while the other one moves forwards. This one moves backwards. There we go. Oh, oh, this one goes here. Forwards. This one's gonna go backwards. Confusing. Confusing. It really doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody's gonna... Something's wrong. What have I done? Did I not think? There we go. Now I need to lift this one up. And then I need to lift this one up. Weren't there 6 legs? There were. The problem is, 2 of them are overlapping. That works. Why am I struggling so much? I think I'm tired. Let's go to the regular spider. Steal his leg. Oh, he only has 2? That's so lazy. Why don't I do that? Yeah, I'm so lazy. That's what we're doing, chat. Ice Spider will not have the most sophisticated leg animations in the world. That's okay. I don't think it matters. He's a critter. Gotta cut corners where we can. That's what everyone likes to hear from somebody developing a product. Okay, hang on. I usually don't catch the streams, but I definitely follow your journey for a while. I think it was called Clean Up an Isle Goblin back then. Yes, it was. Back in the day. But then too many people thought that I was like making a friend slop game about goblins cleaning up a supermarket. So, also, have you guys seen that other goblin game that came out? What was it called? Goblin Cleanup? If I still had my Clean Up an Isle Goblin trademark, I would have to take them down because that name is so close. I think that's kind of crazy. I'm glad that didn't happen. But pretty crazy. Isle of the Necro Goblin arc was neat too. Wow, you're live. I am finally live. Amara, how's it going? I have not been live in so long. I've been dead, some might say. Let's delete some of these. Move our ice cube over. Alright, there's our ice cube. Whew, we did it, gang. Let's go to Ice Spider. There it is. Let's oh, they're all in different folders. That checks out. Enemy base animator. Let's try to select all of them. We're gonna have to remember what exactly I just added. Let's look at our list again. We've got our hermit crab. I'm just gonna leave this on this screen. I'm gonna ignore you guys for a second while I find all these files. So we've got the tumbleweed. We added a new tortoise. I think I called it cactus turtle, even though it's a tortoise. Did I add any new toads? I don't think I did. And no new ticks, no stick bugs. I added a new spider. It was the ice spider. No new snails, no new slugs, no new skeleton hands or scorpions. I added a new roller beetle. It was the slime roller beetle. We're going to select that too. No rats, no pill bugs, no mosquitoes. I added a new manta ray thing. Now where on earth did I put the tumbleweed? I thought I made a tumbleweed folder. QRST. Tumbleweed. Oh, I already added it. We got the turtle, we got the manta, we got the roller, the skull crab, and then I think that's it. Did I put it in the crab folder? Of course I didn't. Whatever. We'll just import those. This is my Asprite importer. It takes the Asprite files. It takes the files which have these tags for the animations, and it basically exports animation files with the names that match those tags. So that's pretty cool. And the best part, this is magical. Animators, it's not going to let me select anything because it's thinking, and if I try to click anywhere, it's going to freeze. I made animator webs for enemies, which are all generally the same. You know, if they're doing action 1, it's going to do the action animation, and if they're doing walk, it's going to do one of these walk animations. So I made it so that, well, I didn't make the Asprite importer. The Asprite importer, you can choose which animator you want to copy, and it'll make an override controller based on that. So I only have to animate enemies once, and then I just say, hey, this is another enemy, copy it, and it does it. And then if I change the original, it changes all the copies. It's pretty magical. What's that you're working on? I'm working on making critters. I'll show you all the critters we got. We got 91 critters. Now we have even more. These are all the critters. They just kind of are little guys you can catch and collect. The collector NPC will, where is he? There he is. He'll collect them all. If you give them to him, you get rewards. My beloved's the character stream was so peak. Gizmo, my beloved. Throwback. How far are you in the game before you're done? We're hoping for April early access release. It's very playable now. We're going to be doing closed playtesting soon, and then open playtesting in maybe a few months. I think like October. We already have some playtesters, but we're going to be more methodical and official about it pretty soon here. Can you make a live goblin birth? I could. I regret saying live goblin birth. I did not think that went through. Yeah. He wants to be the very best that no one ever was. That's true. That's so true. Yeah, live goblin birth. I don't think I'll be adding that anytime soon. As fun of an idea as that is. Yeah, since these enemies have so many frames, or the critters, it takes forever to import them. Oh, I think it finished. Come on. There we go. Now, where on earth did I put that, like, crab that I made? I remember I copied... What did I copy? I think I copied a butterfly. Is that right? No, that's not right. What did I copy? A slug? Where's my slugs folder? There it is. Oh, there it is. I'm a genius. Okay, I might copy this to the crab folder. Crab. Okay, now we import this guy. Then we import the icons. Yeah, I did all the 91 other critters all at once. It took like 30 minutes to import all those sprites. It was crazy. Crazy. Do you use AI in any way for your game? If not, why? For a while, VS Code would do like the auto completions, and I was like, I mean, it's done that for years, but I think at one point it started being AI powered, and it'll give me like a free trial of that for like a couple weeks. Not even a couple weeks. I'll have it for like a day, and they'll be like, you're out of free tokens, and I'm like, well, okay. So I have that sometimes, and it's kind of nice for like the intelligent autocomplete, but it's also kind of annoying. I find myself muting it a lot because it's like sometimes it's just so wrong, and I'm like, nobody, that's not what I'm going for here, and it's just so annoying that it pops up over the IntelliSense, and I'm like, I just wanted the variable name. I didn't want a whole paragraph of what you think is right, but sometimes it's right, and I'm like, oh yeah, a for loop that, oh, but that's perfect, you know, thank you. So I don't know. I wouldn't say I use that super often. It is nice to ask it questions. I think anything that I would normally Google, it's pretty handy to just get quicker info. Like, if I'm like, I don't know, I want to make an editor script that goes through and tweaks all my dialogue to instead have this. How would I even get all the dialogue objects in an editor script? I don't know how to use editor scripts. And then they'll say, oh, here's how you use an editor script. You can do this and you can do this. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know you could load scriptable objects like that. That's cool. So it's nice for like learning quickly. But I never use it to generate either text or art for sure. Or like music or anything like that. I thought about using it for like voices, but I figured it's probably not smart. Having maybe I think even just like non-AI solutions sound more funny too. Like, I want something that sounds kind of bad. If I were to do like text-to-speech garbage, I'd want it to be kind of bad. I think I'd want like an algorithmic one. That's just kind of like, hello. But yeah. What about a goblin selling nuts? You can make a joke. Say, I'm goblin D's nuts. His name could be D's. I feel like I'm supposed to hate AI more since I'm an artist, but I don't. I'm more on it. Yeah, I think some people are just very, very against it, and some people are very pro. I think I'm in a weird middle ground where I like it as a tool, and I like it for things that it can do better than people at that matter, like for like cancer screening and, you know, things like that. I think for using it to create art, it's perhaps a little questionable, especially if you're going to be like selling it. If you're just like making something and displaying it, I'm less twitchy about it. But yeah, and then there's the whole water usage thing, which I think I don't fully understand because I keep hearing competing things. So I think I'm a little uneducated on it in terms of the actual impacts, because some people are saying like it destroys everything, but then some people are like that's blown way out of proportion. Yeah, I honestly don't know. I don't understand the water usage thing fully, I think, because people say it uses up water. And I think that's only an issue in areas where water is already being pumped in. Like California, I live in San Diego, for example. If we were to build a data center here, you'd have to, and we pump in water from like Colorado or whatever, because we don't have enough water naturally. That's a place where I could see it being harmful. If you're adding data centers in San Diego, like absolutely, what are you doing? Like it's going to cost, everybody's water's going to be more expensive, and you know, or places where they put them in a place where it bears down the grid, and then all the other residents nearby have to pay more for their electricity. I could see that being a huge nuisance. But places where water is abundant and you're evaporating water, but it's not a huge deal, I'm less against it, because I think people can be a little hypocritical with the data center arguments when they're fine with it for like cloud storage or other cloud computing type things. I feel like they're against AI sometimes because they just don't like the idea of it, and then they kind of grasp for things to be annoyed at sometimes, and they're like, ooh, this data center thing is a problem. And it is in some cases, but not all the time. I think it's a little more nuanced. But again, I think I could be uneducated, but I could be completely wrong, so I have no idea. I definitely keep away from it for art for sure, though. I think that's... I think a regular artist kind of does the same thing, and in the sense that a regular artist is throughout their life looking at other art and kind of consciously or not ingesting aspects of other people's art styles and kind of becoming an amalgamation of all these art styles. And then they get their own style, and sometimes it's very similar to someone else, sometimes it's very unique, whatever. AI can do that in a second just by training using art from other people without their permission. I think that's, like, ideally, you'd be able to train it, you'd be able to ask people to use their art and maybe pay them somehow for using their art to train, because it feels bad that a person can kind of quote-unquote steal art to develop their style, but a robot can just do that instantly. That feels bad. So I don't know. Unfortunately, here in Texas, they aren't really taking droughts into account when building. Yeah, I see that as a huge problem. I can't believe they're not. I definitely think pumping the brakes on that is a good idea. Yeah, why do we have to have data centers in Texas? Build them underwater. Let's put them underwater data centers, everyone. Put them in Atlantis. That's what I think. Why am I struggling? Oh, critter icons. Here we go. So now we have to select all our new icons. I saw Hank Green's getting kind of canceled right now for using AI for his scripts. I don't know if you guys saw that. Oh, somebody asked how Music Man's doing. He's doing pretty good. I think he's on vacation right now. He was just working on the Necromancer boss theme. Banger, I gotta say. I like it. Goblin action figures coming right up. You got it. You got it. That'd be fun. Okay, I have to import these sprites as single sprites, which we've just done. Alright guys, prepare for the boring part. Brace yourselves. It won't really be that boring. It'll be a little boring. You'll survive. Oh man, what have I done? I'm gonna push these updates to my cloud or my storage. Added descriptions for all the critters. Yahoo, boring time. This is what you guys signed up for when you signed up for Critters. Let's see. We got... It's loading. It's taking forever. Guys, Unity takes forever with everything. That's what I've learned. My sister group in our engineering capstone class did an open ocean data center, and power requirements alone made the project infeasible, and they hardly touched on environmental implications. Oh, I see. The power requirements alone made it infeasible. That makes sense. Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, I mean, when I be using AI to Google things, or like to learn more about something, I'm definitely... I think I don't need to. It's slightly faster for sure. Like just for dumb stuff, like, oh, how do I use this shader thing? Or this Excel function doesn't work like I thought it did. What am I doing wrong? Things like that. Like I could spend another 5 minutes in Google as opposed to like 30 seconds. Yeah, I think I need to get more... I need a better understanding of the impacts. Because I do be using it for just nonsense. Yeah, that's got to be a fair amount of power. All those GPUs cranking along. We just need to enter a post-scarcity world where we have a ton of energy. Microsoft made an underwater data center but discontinued it in 2024. Reports say it worked pretty well though. Interesting. Yeah, maintenance is probably a nightmare. Or like, I don't know how that would work. Yeah, and there's probably environmental impacts with that too, right? Like it probably heats up the water a lot nearby or something. I don't know. It is some very interesting stuff though. It's essentially just probability matrices. AI could be doing great things, but it's not doing in remotely the right direction to do those cool things. Yeah. Yeah, I do really like the idea of it. Just like you said, big old probability matrix. Autocomplete on steroids. Who knows what it could have done to the environment? Yeah. It is definitely an ambition project. I see. That's it, guys. I'm rebranding the game to AI old goblin. It's you're gonna play as an AI goblin that's trying to take over the world and ruin all the wildlife. Why on earth is this not uploading? I think Unity just froze, gang. This is sad boy hours. We're gonna hit it with the old Control-Alt nuclear bomb. Where is it? Where are you, Unity? You can't hide. There you are. Kaboom. Sorry, champ. We'll try that again. Unity moment for sure. Happens at least once a day. Happens all the time. Hi, kitty. He's staring at me. Hi. I used to run Unity on a super old 970 GTX laptop and it was not fun. I hate every word that you just said. Yeah, I just got a new CPU. Pretty cool. And I got a new SSD, a big fat boy. And I got 2 more sticks of RAM. So now I'm at like 64 gigs or something insane. And Unity still is like slow and chunky like a dying turtle. I just closed that. I didn't mean to do that. Window general game. Down boy. There we go. Okay. Where were we? I've been derailed. Critter icons. Did plastic upload? It did. So it just froze for no reason. Okay, chat. We're back. We're so back. I'm going to put this over here on this screen over there. that would cost so much in this market. I hope you can recover. We'll see. I do like the potential. I don't think it's feasible within the next few years, but AI for like an RPG. I don't know. I'm picturing something like, I don't know if you've played Caves of Cud, or even maybe something Dwarf Fortressy that just has AI infused throughout it. I think in a day where it would just be so computationally expensive. Or even like, you know, kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons. I also don't think it's in a place where it could do it well, but like a Dungeons and Dragons type thing. Sometime in the distant future, I think that might be a thing that would work really well. What are we doing? Yeah, let's start with the skull hermit crab. So we're going to copy the crab. Skull hermit crab critter. Okay, this is going to be enemy number. I manually increment this each time, which is maybe not the best way to do it. Magic numbers. Enemy number 241, which means the next one's going to be 242. All right, what do we got here? Cool, cool, cool. So now we can update its sprites. It's going to be Hermit Idol 0. Hermit Critter. There we go. And now we need to make it so that it drops the correct item, quote unquote, when you capture it. The item is just the little critter in item form. Critter items. So this is going to be Skull Hermit Crab Critter item. Now we need to disable the sprite renderer. Okay, there's that. Now we can go over to the critter item. Now we need to give it a name. Item name, Skull Hermit Crab Critter. Actually, I think I put critter there. Add table entry, description. So this is going to be, what should we call it? What do I call the crabs? I give them funny names, so I always forget. Crab critter. Itty pincher, that's what I called it. That's kind of stupid. Skull pincher. Wait, will you be adding more critters off screen, or will there be another critter stream for next time? I had to get breakfast. I think I'll be adding. I think I'm pretty happy with the amount I have. I think next stream I might do the same thing where I ask if what people are up for. But in general, I mean, we got a lot of critters already. A critter that scours the desert in search of suitable. A critter that scours the desert in search of a suitable skull to use as its home. May bite. We'll just leave it at that. Hermit icon. There it is. This one's going to be item number, drumroll please, 1132. We got a lot of items in the game, gang. You cannot craft it. You can sell it. That's it. Okay. Dunzo. One down. I'm going to drag it to the desert. With the desert critters. Now we can go to the desert biome. Overworld the desert. And we can drag and drop the critter. Here it is, skull hermit crab critter. Drag and drop it here too. This just makes it actually spawn in the world. And then we need to go to the collection thing and copy paste it here. Skull hermit crab critter. Now it'll show up in the collection list. Alright, one down, 4 to go. I think I might do that off stream, gang. I want a snack. I'm hungry. But I will not leave without doing the Wordle. Oh, hoax.com. What? I always do Wordle.com, but that's not where it is anymore. I don't know if it ever was. I might log in actually. Let me log in over here. We'll continue with Google. Continue. I don't want to subscribe. Play. For an extra challenge, turn on hard mode? Guys, should we turn on hard mode? Any revealed hints must be used in subsequent guesses. Oh, I don't care. Alright. I already did it, so I can't help. Oh no. Let's see, we're working on critters. In the desert, there's a beetle. There's a turtle. No. A manta. We did a manta ray. We'll do that. Oh yeah, that's awful. Spire. Let's see. Okay, that was good. Maybe it's PR? Nope. Maybe it's roped. No. R-E-P. There's no way. It's gotta be. R-E-P, that has to be. Repel? Repel. Good job. Oh, never mind. What on earth? Reply. I may, you got us so close. Wow, we did it, champ. You'll love to see it. Well, gang, this was fun. That was successful. Good day. We drew some critters. I'll finish putting them in the game right now. And then I'm probably going to work on UI UX stuff until I get sleepy. And then the grind continues tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Thanks for coming. I will see you all next time. Bye.